Hey everybody, I'm Trudy, One Grounded Angel. This is your weekly angel card reading for the week May 29th through to June the 3rd, 2016. Now before I started shuffling the cards, when I was preparing the deck, I tuned in and I asked the angels what was going on, and what came through was there's a sense that they really want to give us confidence and encouragement to lift us up through this time. They said a lot of things are coming up for people that are really pushing us and making us feel a bit like doubting that we've got the strength to go through. And what they want to do is remind us that we're never given more than what we can cope with, and just to instill some confidence in us to go through these challenges and to understand that they're not as major as what they might look from the outset. So with that in mind, let's tune in. This is May the 29th, Monday. I'm going to start shuffling and let's see what comes up. Straight away. Truth and integrity. Integrity is one of my favourite words and I use it a lot. I guess at its simplest form it means doing what you say you're going to do, or doing what is in line with your values. Now with this, we need to make sure that people around us are treating us with integrity, but we also, this word truth here is really important because it's about us and the way that we are treating people. So we can't expect people to treat us well if we're not treating them well as also. So it's really important that you do what you say you're going to do, that you are speaking from a place of truth and are honest. That doesn't mean being unkind, of course. That means you can always be honest with people without, and do so in a loving way. But it really means getting in touch with your value system and acting in accordance with that. Tuesday. Oh, it's Tuesday the 31st. So yesterday, Monday, I said that was the 29th. It's actually the 30th. So 31st, today the Tuesday. Oh, got a slow shuffle here. But we'll just take our time until that one. Okay. Interesting, this is very similar. Balanced friendships. So a healthy friendship is one that has a healthy measure of give and take. There's going to be times when our friends need us more than what we need them. Perhaps they're going for a hard time and they need us to give them more time, more energy, more emotional support. But it's important to make sure that overall that friendship is in balance. So if you've got a friendship where you're giving, and they're never, they call you up all the time and dump their stuff on you, but they never want to hear yours or even ask how you're doing. That's not a healthy friendship. And you know in your heart of hearts that's the case, but sometimes we're a bit scared to walk away from those friendships if they're not working. So most of you will know straight away who this is referring to, and it could even be someone in your family. It might not necessarily be a friendship. For some of you, it will be a reminder that maybe you're not treating your friends in the best possible way. So it's a good reminder of what it takes to be a good friend, and we all need good friends, and we all need to be good friends because we're all here to lean on each other. So understand that sometimes people will need a lot more of you than what you need of them, but that shouldn't be the norm. Otherwise you've got yourself an emotional vampire. And you need your energy for your own growth. Don't be giving it away to other people all of the time. You need to bear that in mind. 1st of June. It's the first day of winter here in the Southern Hemisphere. And for my friends in the Northern Hemisphere, you are now into summer. So you can let your inner child come out. So this is Wednesday. Let's see. Still shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Every day I'm shuffling. I couldn't resist. Wow, they're really taking their time here. Obviously, oh, here we go. In a sense, I feel like we had this recently, but I might be confusing it with a client I had recently. Someone I know recently has had this card. In a sense, is about that sense of guilt. Now, I know that if you're a mum, you're probably very familiar with the emotion of guilt. But guilt is basically the feeling that you're not doing enough for other people. So there could be a connection there with the cards we've already had, or it might be something completely new for you. It's really important. If you're struggling with guilt, that's weighing you down and it's stopping you from being all that you can be. Talk to your angels and ask them to help you lighten that load. It might be that you need to do some forgiveness. The important thing to remember, whether it's guilt over something you've done or haven't done, or whether it's guilt over or you are struggling with someone who has acted in a way towards you that you think they should feel guilty about and they don't, that might be the case as well. It's important with forgiveness or any kind of grudge to remember that everybody's doing the best they can at any given moment. And some people just simply don't have the emotional resources to understand they haven't treated someone very well. And it may be the case for you. You've treated someone badly and you just weren't aware of your actions, or you were too immersed in what you were going through. Whatever it is, it's time to let that go. So try and do some forgiveness work around that. Is there anything else? It's really about peace. That's what they're saying. We need to be at peace in our hearts, and that means forgiving ourselves, forgiving other people, and letting go of guilt. Guilt's such an unhealthy emotion. I think it's, is it the Dalai Lama? I can't remember. I'm actually not going to go down. There is a quote I've read from some spiritual leader who says something along the lines that, guilt is a completely pointless emotion because it doesn't serve you. Sometimes we think by holding on to that guilt, we're making up for what we've done, but we're actually not. It doesn't help you. The best thing you can do to make up for what you've done is to move on and let it go and be at peace and make sure you don't repeat it. That's really all there is to it. Now Thursday with my power deck, which is the hardest to shuffle. So it comes off Thursday. Oh, Epiphany. I like that word. So this talks about insights. So you can expect, hopefully, some insights that's going to come to you. Sometimes things just don't make sense, and maybe you're just never going to get the answers to that, but sometimes you do have these blinding moments where it all kind of fits in and you understand why something happened, why someone treated you the way they did, why you acted the way you did, why you haven't been able to get so far what you want, all that sort of thing. And it looks like, the light and the darkness says it all, really. It looks like that's really going to shift for you and you're going to get some insight. What's most important for you is that you're open to receiving that information. But there's also a responsibility for you to help other people. You can provide answers for other people. It doesn't mean telling people what to do, but if people seek advice from you or are burdened down, you can really help them, not by solving their problems, but by perhaps sharing some of your own experiences that they may relate to, or even just helping them find peace by buying them a coffee or doing something to help them out and give them some peace. So there's a lot in these cards already about how we interact with other people, how we help them, and how we help ourselves in the way that we have treated other people in the past. So Friday, a star. So when I started, I was talking about challenges and not being discouraged and having confidence to move through those, and that's what this is about. It's about reaching for the stars, as you can see quite literally on this card. It's about your goals, what you're aiming for, what you're reaching for, and it's saying don't be limited, don't settle for less, really ask for what you want and work towards it, but don't be put off by challenges that come up. They are for your greatest good, even though you might not understand that. It's when you need an epiphany to understand. So yeah, it's really, don't compromise is what they're saying. Really go for what you want and make sure that what you are going for is what you want and not what other people want for you, or what is going to make other people happy. And hold tight to that dream so that you can withstand the hurdles and the challenges and understand that short-term setbacks don't mean that your dream is not going to happen. So just really stay the course and commit to that. So an interesting week. We've got some really kind of values-based messages, I would say, around integrity and acting with integrity in the way we treat other people, acting with our truth, making sure that other people are treating us with integrity, especially our friends, and asking some questions if we feel that that's not happening. So in a sense, letting go of guilt, really, really unhelpful emotion. There I go again, struggling with these cards. Epiphany, spiritual insights, being open to those and not trying to overanalyze. It's a really big thing. Sometimes we're like, oh, if this means this, does that mean that and that also? And looking for connections that actually just aren't there. Just trust your intuition and don't overreach. but definitely reach when it comes to your dreams. It was a nice segue, wasn't it? Don't settle, don't compromise. Make sure it's what you truly want and in line with your values. Again, if we hark back to Monday's card, and make sure that you are not discouraged by any short-term hurdles that are coming up for you right now. That's completely normal for that to happen. So an interesting week. I hope that all makes sense to you guys. You know where to find me if it doesn't. I'm happy to help you out. My Instagram, if you're not already following me, is at @OneGroundedAngel. That's one ONE, not the numeral one. And my Facebook page is also called One Grounded Angel. And you can email me if you'd like a personal reading. I know there's not time to give a lot of information. Sometimes people are going through bigger questions than what I can possibly address in the scope of a 10-minute YouTube video that's for all people. So you know where to find me if you need more. Thanks so much for listening, guys. Really appreciate your time and all of your supportive messages and your feedback. You're all amazing, and I wish the very best for you for this week. Take care of yourselves.